Hi there, welcome back to the Rare Book Views channel where I talk about my love of books and collecting, reading, libraries, bookstores, the smell of books, all things books really. I had a very stressful week and I'm very excited to have a reason to take a minute and talk to you about books. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed or liked any of the videos and given me this excuse to go on and escape. I'm very excited. I am going to go today to a library charity bookshop. It's a really good one. It's on the smaller side. They're rebuilding. They completely renovated the building. So they knocked the whole thing down and started over from scratch. They used to have a basement Friends of the Library charity bookshop, and it was huge and cavernous, and it had those little, the shelves have been added on and moved, and a little bit of a maze in there. The stacks were possibly treacherous at times. They might fall on you. And I really loved it. It was very sort of hobbled together. It was really great. And now it is new and fresh and exciting, and the shelves are not completely full. So I love going there, but I generally, I'm gonna buy one or two books, and that's fine. And I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be great. I do have a list of books that I'm looking for, and I'm trying not to buy them because I have so many books that are waiting to be read. I found a ton of bargains over the last few weeks, and they are just taunting me from over there. There's a lot of them. So I really, maybe the argument could be made I should stay home and read those books, but I'm going on an adventure. So I do have a list, but if it was a great bargain, I would buy them. But I also have some books I'm looking for friends, so hopefully I'll find those. That's always a great treasure hunt. It feels like a huge success. I get a big thrill out of that. And then I am a collector, so books that I really loved as a kid, I like to find a new copy, something special with good illustrations or an early copy, something like that. And I'm frugal, so this is the kind of bookstore that I like to find them in. So you never know what we'll find. Let's just go find out. Okay, I had a great time and I found way more books than I normally find at this bookstore, but it was also just really fun. There were really cool people there. There were a bunch of people making donations. There's some hustle and bustle. It seemed like it was kind of alive. Everybody was really excited about finding things, so it was really fun. And I did find things. I found a couple cool things. This is a book that I saw the last time I was there, and I even sent a picture to my husband and said, would you like this? He is a tough customer for books. He's a very specific niche that he wants his books to be in. He does enjoy an airline disaster. He enjoys the specials of sort of crash investigations, and he likes short stories. I'm not so good at short stories. I would like something longer. I'm a marathoner, not a sprinter. So I had asked him and he missed the message and later said, yeah, maybe. And they still had it. So I picked this up. It is the advanced reader's copy, which is fascinating. And investigating the world's most mysterious air disasters. The Crash Detectives by Christine Negroni. This looks like it could be really cool. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that it was still there. Alfred Hitchcock and the Three Investigators. I did not read these when I was a kid, but many people did. Many people sort of my generation, I think, who are collectors now want these, and they are very difficult to find. I think because the hardcovers, fascinating, they were not made well, so the bindings break really easily. They get brittle. There's something about the glue or something. So the paperbacks can be also really sought after. I find these from time to time. This was $1, so I will wait until I have a few more on hand and then I'll sell them together, and that is how I will afford the rest of my books. Speaking of which, I said I wouldn't buy books to read, but I've been looking for this forever. Charlie Lovett, sort of books that feature books. And I read one of his others, and a friend of mine recommended him. My library does not carry Charlie Lovett, so I am looking for this, and it was only $2, and it's like new. And this one, First Impressions, is a Jane Austen centered book, so I'm very excited to read it. And this one, everyone loves this, and I've been looking for it for a long time, and it was $2, so I had to bring them home with me, which means they are going on the to be read shelf. Also, these are really cool. Vintage Julie Child. Now, these are book club editions, and I talk about this from time to time. Book club editions, usually a subscription, usually you join, and that way the publisher knows how many books they need to sell that month, which makes it a little bit more affordable. If you're thinking about playing the stock market, you don't have to wonder how many are going to sell. This isn't t-shirts. We know what our audience is. We know how many customers we have. So they can make the print run really specific, and they save that way. But they also tend to make the book slightly smaller format, and I'll show you what that looks like. And sometimes they make the paper quality different, and that's another way for them to trim the cost, which means as a customer, it's going to be less expensive. Sometimes it's hard to tell if something is a book club edition, and in these, conveniently, they have the dust jackets, and here it just tells us this is the book club edition. Some bookstores do not accept these. So if you are the kind of person who likes to sort of bring books into your life and then send them on to their next home, if you're a bookstore person, generally used bookstores will not buy a book club edition because it's not quite the same book. I have these actually. I'm very lucky. I found the vintage copies some time ago, and my friend and I did an experiment. We made the beef stew, the boof whatever, from the Julia movie together. It did take forever, but it was really fun. We made it from the vintage book. These are 1960s, 1961 maybe it was first published, and on the copyright page I can show you. This book is very reliable because they tell us exactly which printing it is. And I can show you another point. On the dust jacket here, it has the price, a whole $10. So the book club edition doesn't have the price, it just says book club edition. And on the copyright page, it just has the original copyright, because they're basically taking the original publisher copy and remaking it. But you can see this is a perfectly fine copy. If you want to make one of these recipes, it's perfect. If you just want to have a copy and browse through it, the illustrations are really fun. If you watch the movie Julie and Julia, or if you watch the new PBS special, this is a great one to have. And especially if you grew up with this, your mom had it, or it was in your kitchen, this is perfect. It has the same look. It has all the same recipes. It is not the same size. So that is why the Book of the Month Club can offer it for a little less than the original publisher price, because it's just physically smaller. It costs them less to manufacture it. So that is how they control their cost. But these are still really fun to have. It's a great gift. If you know someone who loved the book, the copy that their mother had, or just a really great chef, or someone who loved the movies that are new and contemporary, it's a great present. A vintage copy of these books is really nice. These are both nice because they have the dust jackets. They're in pretty good condition. The dust jackets have a little wear, and this one has tape on it. I am gonna hold on to these. This is not like me. I'm gonna hold on to them until the new season of the PBS special comes out. I don't really know how much they're worth. I've sold these before, not the book club editions, but I've sold the vintage ones, and it really is the stock market. You really do not know what people are willing to pay. It could go anywhere from 20 to 60 maybe for the pair. So I will wait until the stock market is a little higher. When the special comes out, people get a little nostalgic, and then we'll see if that will cover all the rest of my expenses, because I buy a lot of books. So that was a great trip. I think it was really interesting. This is way more than I usually buy at this bookstore. Usually it's just a one or two kind of book, but it was so fun. And I really loved that there was a lot of energy in there. There were a lot of people looking for books, finding things, getting excited about them. And that is why I go. So thank you again for supporting the channel and telling me to keep doing this because it is really fun. And I love having the extra excuse. I really appreciate everyone who has said encouraging things to me about making these because it's really fun, and somehow this is the corner of the internet where people are kind and considerate, and we could all use a little bit extra of that, I think, in our days. So thank you again to everybody who supported the channel. Thanks for watching. Happy reading.